Hello guys, it is Teenage DC Fan back with another video, and James Gunn has officially released the full cast for the Suicide Squad. So that is the official title, by the way. It's not the Suicide Squad 2. It's not Suicide Squad 2. It's just the Suicide Squad. So, not really much of a difference from the first movie's title. It's literally just the word "the" in front of it, but whatever. You can see the logo here. This is the logo from the comic book logo for the Suicide Squad, and this looks much better than the first movie. I mean, like, just from the logo. Um, Honestly, I actually enjoyed the first movie, but I'm thinking this movie will be a lot better. So here is the cast. I had to separate it into two separate sections. So this is the first section here. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at this section first. So first up we have David Dastmalchian. Excuse me. Not sure if I said that right. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below. Also, let me know if you have no idea how to pronounce it, because it's a wee bit confusing. But if you don't know who he is, if you watch Marvel movies, then he plays Kurt in the Ant-Man movies. And if you don't watch Marvel movies, and you're like a hardcore DC fan, and you watched Gotham, he did play Dwight on Gotham, the guy that brought Jerome back to life, and then, cut his face off and wore it as a mask, and then Jerome, blew him up and stuff, but whatever. So yeah, we know, like, 100% confirmed that he is playing Polkadot Man. So, yes, Polkadot Man is a really interesting character. Definitely not someone I expect to be in this movie, but I'm interested to see how it plays out. Next up we have John Cena. This is another casting choice that wasn't confirmed, but it was heavily rumored. So I'm pretty sure he's playing Peacemaker. And if you don't know who John Cena is, and I don't know how you wouldn't know who John Cena is, but he's a former wrestler, and now he's an actor. So he's kind of similar to The Rock. They were both wrestlers before, now they're actors, except The Rock is a lot more famous, or Dwayne Johnson, whatever you want to call him. So yeah. And like I said, he's going to play Peacemaker. I don't really know too much about this character, except that he's so crazy about peace that he uses violence to get it, which makes no sense at all, but whatever. Let's just wait and see how this plays out. Now we have, Courtney, or Jay Courtney. He was in the first Suicide Squad movie, and he is, of course, returning to play Boomerang, or Captain Boomerang. And I'm really excited that he's returning for this movie, because Boomerang was actually my favorite character in the last movie. And Boomerang is like one of the official Suicide Squad members, I guess you could say. Because, like, in the comic books and in, like, the animated movies and live-action movies, Captain Boomerang is always in it. Along with Harley Quinn, of course. And then Deadshot has been in basically every version of the Suicide Squad. But he won't be in this movie. At least as far as we can tell so far. But yeah, I'm excited to see Boomerang come back. I hope he's used more in this movie because he was very underutilized in the last movie. So I'm hoping we get to see more of Boomerang in this movie. Next up, we have Joaquin Cosio. Um, Now, I don't know who this guy is, but uh, the rumored villain for this movie is a Southern American, um, or like a South American, um, military general or something like that. Um, so maybe this guy could fit into that category and be either the villain or a villain. Although, honestly, depending on how you look at it, every character in this movie is a villain because even the heroes of the movie are villains, but there's actual villains, so I don't really know about that. But up next we have Nathan Fillion. Um, so this was rumored a couple weeks ago, and it was cool to see him in this. He's been wanting to get into a comic book movie for a while. He actually used to voice Green Lantern in the animated Justice League movies, but now he's finally in a live action movie. So a lot of people are saying that he should play Hal Jordan in this movie. Um, but anyway, moving on to Joel Kinnaman. He was also in the first Suicide Squad movie. He was Rick Flag, and he was probably like the most boring character of the movie because he's basically just a generic army dude that follows around the Suicide Squad, making sure they're staying in line and blowing up people's heads if they're out of line and stuff like that. So of course he's returning for this movie. I kind of wish he wasn't, but I mean, it's fine. It's not like he has a big role, but um, I can deal with it. Now, Mailing Na, eh, I can't really tell what that says. Does that say? Can't really tell that what that last name is. So the first name is Mailing, but then the last name, is that N-A or N-G? I can't really tell. But so I don't really know that for sure. But she is a South American actress. Just like Joaquin Cosio is a South American actor, so another possible candidate to be one of those villain type characters of the movie. And there's a couple people on this list that uh, fit those characteristics that could be like one of the villains. Now, Flula Borg from Pitch Perfect 2, his role was announced a couple weeks ago, and it was said that he is playing someone's love interest. Didn't say whose love interest, but someone's. So this is something very interesting, because Flula, he doesn't really get much work, at least when it comes to movies and stuff. He has his own YouTube channel, but yeah. So there were rumors that he was gonna be Polkadot Man's love interest, so that's a possibility. I don't know. But stay tuned for more information, I guess. Um, Moving on to Sean Gunn. So Sean Gunn is James Gunn's brother. So of course Sean Gunn is in this because, well, honestly, Sean Gunn is in pretty much every James Gunn movie. But just because he's in this doesn't necessarily mean that he's playing a character, because Sean does a lot of motion capture work. Because of course, in the MCU, you probably, if you watch those movies, then you probably know that he is Kraglin. But what you might not know is that he does the motion capture work for Rocket Raccoon. And then also, back in the Scooby-Doo movies, the live action movies, Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. I love those movies, by the way. He did the motion capture for Scooby-Doo, and probably some of the other monsters and stuff like that. So yeah, he might just be doing like the motion capture for King Shark or something like that. So I don't really know for sure, but we'll find out at some other point. Now, this guy, I don't know how to say his name. I'm not even going to try. Something Diego Botto. I'm not going to try the first part because I'm just going to butcher it. But he is another Southern American actor, so he could be playing one of those villains. Now we have Storm Reed. She is playing Idris Elba's character's daughter, so it's going to be very similar to the first Suicide Squad movie, with Deadshot and that's mostly because this movie, the script was written for it to actually be Deadshot, but because Will Smith is, so famous and he's getting so much work, he wasn't able to film this. So they kind of just changed the characters, and then they're going with the same storyline, so it's like, yeah. I think you might be able to understand what I'm saying. And then finally, for this section, well, actually, before I move on, I would like to mention that I have a cold right now, so that is why I may sound a little different, and why I have a stuffy nose and I'm sniffling and stuff and coughing. But moving on to the final person in this section, we have Pete Davidson. He's not in many movies either, but he, of course, is on SNL, Saturday Night Live. He's a comedian, and so I don't really know what he's gonna do in this movie. It's probably gonna be a really small part, maybe even just a cameo. A lot of the people on this cast list, I think, will just have like small cameo roles, because James Gunn did say, he did accompany this picture with a message that says, "Don't get too attached." So that's basically saying that most of these people are gonna die in this movie. So I'm thinking that Pete Davidson's character, whoever he is, will be killed off very soon. And the cool part about doing that is that James Gunn can use some really obscure characters in this movie, and then just kill them off quickly. So then it's like you can say that like these characters were in a movie, but then it's like also like you want to kill off characters, but you can't kill off main characters or like popular characters, because then you can't use them in any other movies. But if you kill off these obscure characters that nobody cares about, then you get the same effect of somebody dying, but it's not like anybody really cares. So yeah, that is it for this section. Moving on to the second section. Starting at the top, Taika Waititi. I released a video, I think, yesterday or maybe the day before, because we found out that Taika Waititi was going to be in this movie. I'm not sure, like, what his role is going to be. maybe it'll be a character that dies soon, but I'm hoping not, because Taika Waititi is hilarious, and this is, or at least should be, a comedic movie. Uh, well, it should balance the violence with the comedy and, get all that mixture in there to make it a good movie. Um, so, excuse me, I don't really know who he would be, but like I said, with a bunch of other people on here, let's just wait and see, because I don't know. But up next, Alice Braga, something like that. I believe she's another South American actress, so another possible villain. Then Steve Agee, I think is how you say it. He is voicing King Shark, which, is fine. I don't really think, I don't know how he'll do as King Shark, because I've heard he was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and I heard him talking in that, and he sounds nothing like King Shark, but whatever. Next we have, Tina Shay Kajis, something, that lady. But she is a South American actress, probably another villain. Now on to the second row, Daniela Melchior, I think. Now she is playing Ratcatcher. So Ratcatcher is another obscure villain. The character is actually gender bent for this, because in the comics, Ratcatcher is a male, but in this, going to be played by a female. I'm not looking forward to seeing Ratcatcher, because that means that we're going to have to see a bunch of rats, and I don't really want to see that. So let's just see how that turns out. It is, by the way, it said that she is going to have a almost father-daughter relationship with Idris Elba's character, even though they're not biological father and daughter. But maybe it'll be like he takes her under his wing and stuff like that. So that'll be nice to see. Now, Peter Capaldi. I believe this is the guy from Doctor Who. So, we found out that he had to shave his head, for prosthetics or whatever for this movie. So I don't really know who he could be. Maybe, the Mad, no, not the Mad Thinker, but just the Thinker. That would be cool to see. Although the Thinker was on The Flash for season 4, I believe, as the main villain, so I don't know if they would want to do that. Although, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Can you think of another bald character that would be possibly in the Suicide Squad? That could be played by Peter Capaldi. Now, Julio Ruiz, I believe, is another South American actor. So another villain, I'm guessing. Then Jennifer Holland is actually James Gunn's girlfriend. So, yeah, I mean, probably a character that will just die off quick, but I don't know. And I don't know who the character she'll play. So, let's just wait and see, I guess. Now, um, yeah, so down into the final row, and these are all like the big name actors and actresses that, are gonna cost the most money to make this movie. So going from left to right, just like I've been doing this whole time, we've got Viola Davis returning from the first movie to her role as Amanda Waller, which is a must-need as a character when it comes to the Suicide Squad, because she's the one that, you know, forms the Suicide Squad and tells them what to do and stuff like that. I hope she has a bigger role in this movie, and that she's more shady, I guess you could say. It's kind of hard to explain, but I recently just watched the DC animated Suicide Squad movies. If you haven't seen those, you should really go check those out. One of them is called Batman Assault on Arkham, and then the other one is Suicide Squad Hell to Pay. So those are both really good Suicide Squad movies, and I would love to see aspects of the characters in those movies brought to this movie, maybe even. So that would be cool to see. So I just really like the way that Amanda Waller acts in those movies. So it would be cool to see her more like that in this movie. Now, up next we have Idris Elba. So he is, I think, playing Bronze Tiger. At least that's what we're assuming at this point. So like I said, basically taking over the role of Deadshot from the first movie. Storm Reed is playing his daughter. So I'm assuming that it'll be like he'll get to see his daughter, or get to spend time with his daughter if he goes on this mission and becomes part of the Suicide Squad. And he'll basically be Deadshot from the first movie. But Idris Elba's really awesome. He's an amazing actor. Plus he actually is a fighter. I don't remember what type of fighting style it is that he knows. But it could come in handy for a role like Bronze Tiger if that is who he's playing. So I hope that's the case. But up next we have Margot Robbie. So of course she's Harley Quinn, and we will get to see Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey movie coming out in February. It's actually rumored that the post-credit scene for Birds of Prey is Harley Quinn getting kidnapped and brought back into the Suicide Squad. So I hope that happens, because they're kind of going to need to explain that, like how she goes from being in the Suicide Squad in the first Suicide Squad movie to not being in the Suicide Squad in the Birds of Prey movie, and then back in the Suicide Squad in the Suicide Squad movie. But I'm guessing she'll be like one of the main characters, probably the star, because everybody loves Harley Quinn. And there's not really much I can say about her, because, I mean, it's Harley Quinn. Everybody knows who she is. But then finally, a really unexpected one is Michael Rooker. So, and is kind of unexpected, but at the same time not. So, a couple months ago, it was rumored that Michael Rooker was going to be in this movie, and he was going to be voicing King Shark. And everybody got super excited about that, along with myself, because I think it would be great as King Shark, for the voice. But then a couple weeks after that rumor, he came out and denied that and said that he was not going to be voicing King Shark or whatever. So I didn't think he would be in this movie at all at that point. And then, like, last week, we found out that Steve Agee was going to be voicing King Shark. And then if you go ahead and listen to both of their voices and compare them, you'll realize that Michael Rooker would be much better to voice King Shark. But for some reason, Steve Agee is voicing King Shark. So I don't really know who Michael Rooker's playing, though. And he is such a big name. And of course, it's going to cost a lot of money to have him in this movie. So I don't think he's going to be one of the characters that they just kill off. He's got to be some type of character that will stick around. I don't really know who. Some people are suggesting that maybe he could be Captain Cold, which would be really cool. Captain Cold is one of my favorite DC villains because the Flash is one of my favorite DC heroes. And who knows what's happening with the Flash movie. We don't know when that's happening or even if Captain Cold would be in that movie. So I guess that's possible. Maybe they could have him as Captain Cold in this movie and then have him transition into the Flash movie. But I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Who do you think Michael Rooker will be playing? And, just taking one last look at this whole cast, let me know down in the comments below. Who are you excited to be in this movie? And for the people that we don't know who they're playing, who do you want them to play, or who do you think they'll play? And just let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video so I can bestow all my DC knowledge upon you.